Hey, and welcome to the show. This show is brought to you by Patreon members like you.
Thank you for being a Patreon member.
As a Patreon member, you get a video of the podcast that we put out twice a month.
Now, on with the show.
All right, we got music, or Mike's
Yeah,
on now.
you want some music?
Yeah.
Turntables?
Hey, what's going on? How's it going?
What's up?
Welcome to Monday. Hey, from Norway.
Hey, no. Span. Oh, man, that guy.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
That's the guy today.
Is it?
It is.
All right, hold on. Let me go to. Sorry, we're a couple minutes late. Actually, that clock now is 10 minutes behind.
I'm telling you.
Yeah. So our super bright clock on the wall is normally about 2 minutes behind, but I reset it the other day. Now it's 10 minutes, so that's why we were kind of screwed up. It only says 6:24 there. And
We
I'm
are back.
I was like, oh my gosh, this is no good. All right, what was I doing?
Gracias, Luis. Hey, Mike, David. Another David, Jeff, Bobby. What's going on, guys? Let me see. Let me
And
find
we were
the
kind of
show.
really cutting it close,
Yeah.
too.
All right, I got it.
It's normally about 2 minutes behind.
Yep, Australia's in the house. What's up, Mark?
To this on here.
Mel. Hey, Mel. How you doing, buddy?
We were talking about Mel today.
Yes, today we're talking about
We had
Mel.
somebody asking about being a,
Phantom.
yeah.
Phantom in Texas. What's up, Jeff? Simon from Australia.
Where's my personal hotspot? Come on.
Luis, what's up, Luis?
I don't know. Keep stalling. I'm doing good.
You're not doing nothing.
Well, I'm trying to connect to this. So
all right, hang on.
just using the hotspot here.
What's up?
see,
What's up?
the
What's up
internet.
from Maine? What's up, Tony?
The internet is not doing so well today.
Can I say hi to Luis?
I think so.
Okay. Anyway, hi, Luis.
Well, why does it have that? Join.
All right, and
Yeah.
I'm a lunatic.
Lunatic.
Okay, you go. See, I was thinking Espanol. Lunatic. For crossing my Mili Pros, high pass 60 hertz. Where is it?
24 dB.
A 24 dB slope. 13W6.
Why would you have the 13W? I think you're more the lunatic for limiting those down to 55 hertz because you're not letting them do anything. I think that's more the problem. I would let them play up higher and let the I would let them play up higher. There we go. We back in business.
Yeah.
Now? That's just me. Okay, we're getting close.
All right. So, where's the best place to run the power for an amplifier on a 2014 RAV4? I can find a grommet through the firewall.
Isn't that a RAV4?
I think
That's
this
a
is
new
a
one,
RAV4. This is a new one.
Yeah.
Normally I make one. Depends. Sometimes you have to take the emergency brake out. But yeah, I mean, normally if it doesn't have a factory grommet
It might have a factory grommet, but it might be behind
on the
emergency
other
brake.
side, you can go on the other side,
Behind
but
the glove box.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, sometimes there's a big grommet there.
yes. But normally it's like we make a hole.
Yeah, the removing the gas pedal, removing the brake pedal, the emergency brake pedal, that's a real common thing, unfortunately, now. And sometimes there's a grommet, but it's located behind the emergency brake a lot of the time.
And honestly, I haven't looked in this one yet. Go, I start doing the doors first. Hi, Sue.
Yeah, save that stuff for last.
Yes, and
Hi.
I'm pretty sure you can find
I know I'm missing
you can
something
find a
here.
place there.
Oh, yeah, I know what I'm forgetting.
Dímelo, Alex.
All right, sorry for the man, it's just time got away from us.
Oh,
and
totally. Yes, this is a RAV4, Victor. But this is a 2018,
2019.
2019. Yeah.
With that silly radio in the dash and no JBL, so that's kind of nice.
That's right, no JBL.
JBL.
Played up 80 hertz, you think?
The subwoofer, 70. I mean, 70 might be fine. There again, I would. That's kind of low on the mid bass, unless you just have no power. I mean, if you have power, playing them down to 60 is kind of a little way too low. And there again, remember, they don't have to meet up. There can be a small space between the two. The sound's still going to be there. It's not going to be as loud. So, like, if you were to look on it on an RTA and you cross those over at 80 and cross that over at 70, there's still going to be sound there. There's still going to be tons of sound there. I mean, it's all still going to be there. So I would definitely 80 on those. Try maybe 70 on the subwoofer. I mean, if they sound good playing up to 80, let them play up to 80. Maybe try 75. But yeah, there should be no problem with that. All right, official star of the show, I should say. Everything is recording, so that's good. Today's sponsor for the last day of the month. This is the 31st. Next month is September, which means it's Sue's birthday next month.
Ooh, we're gonna have a party.
No. But for the last day of the month here, the official sponsor is Ground Zero. They've been a great sponsor for us this month. We'd like to thank them so much for playing along. Going to the Fernando cam, you have the... Could you back that up just a tad? I know I screwed that up. Or zoom out just a little.
Oh,
well, I was going to say, why are you dragging it? We got the Ground Zero RC 165 25th anniversary speakers.
Yeah.
Even though this is the last day that we're going to be playing along with them as a sponsor, plan on seeing those here real soon. Thanks to Mr.
They're not going to go anywhere.
They're not going anywhere, but thanks to Mr. William Berg for building us the boxes for our new show that we're going to be doing. We're going to be doing sound demos. I got to work on those this weekend, so the boxes are almost done. Those will be in that. So I'm pretty excited to be able to sound demo some of these speakers.
Yep.
And just have some fun. We got our audio control amplifier, and we got a bunch of fun to have. So,
what's up, Bobby?
Ooh, and Bill's coming by this week because we're gonna help them with something, and they're gonna be dropping off something cool for us to play with. Yeah. So I'm pretty excited about that. All right. And with that being said, hold on. One more thing I want to get out of the way before I forget is for those of you guys that know. Coming up here on the 9th, Wednesday the 9th of September on YouTube, we're going to have Seth Hostetter from JVC Kenwood Corporation on with all the new 10-inch from both Kenwood and JVC Thursday. All right, cool. Different thing going on there. So Seth will be here, and we have a giveaway. So we are going to be giving away on that show these right here. These are the JVC XX wireless Bluetooth headphones. Ooh. So if you're watching that show, you have a chance to win. I don't know how you're going to win them yet. We'll think of something cool. Yeah. But we'll be giving these away. Maybe not win. We're just going to be giving these away to one lucky viewer on that show. So that'll be spectacular. Yeah, so it'll be worth watching.
For Kenwood?
I don't know. We'll think of something.
All right.
Cool. But these are going to be for that show. Not this one, but that one. And of course... Also, don't forget that if you are up Friday mornings at 9 o'clock, make sure to tune in to High Level Talk with Dean and Fernando, the new 12-volt news show where we talk about all things news-related. New stuff, old stuff, things that we think are important. That's where we're going to talk about them. All right. Maintenance is done. On with the show.
All right.
Guy from Educar also says run sub crossovers at half octave below mid bass crossover for SQ. Thank you. I was trying to think of that while we were doing that, and he is correct. You could do that as well. And there again, if you are unfamiliar with that guy from Educar, because I know some of you are, and you're like, what is he talking about? Who's that guy? Well, that's this guy, Educar at Teachable.com. There you can pay to take the classes that he has. He offers 3 classes. They're like $25 a class. They're all about DSPs, tuning, and equalization. Integration with factory stereos. So it's something to think about. All right, go ahead.
All right, I have a good one for you.
Bobby, I want to win. You always want to win, Bobby.
Everybody want to win. I want to win. You want to win.
Hey, from New York.
All right. Hey, guys. I just got a 2020 F-150 with sync. 3.
Yep.
Is the LC7i the best option to retain my factory stereo?
So no B&O? So if it has no B&O... okay. So the answer to that today, if there's no BO in the system, and I don't mean stinky BO, I mean Bang & Olufsen in the system, the LC7i is a perfectly acceptable way to do it. It will work fine. It will do what it needs to do. However, tomorrow, that isn't going to be the case. Now, what I mean by that is if you head over to the YouTubes, you know, that other YouTube thing, what we have on there is a new product that is coming out from iData, and it is not available yet, but it will be available. Actually, I think it's going to ship this week, and then the software will be available next week. Hold on one second, and I'll show you the video you're going to want to watch. Studio, your channel, videos. Where's it at? This one. Okay. So if you Alright, we'll sit through the ad. There's a new product called The First Look at the New iData FO2 Harness and How It Will Change Forward Audio Systems Forever. Yep. The reason why this is important... Okay, yes, my video will play after this. I gotta sit through the ads. This one right here is because in this, what we do is we have a Ford Explorer, which is gonna work the same way as your F-150, but we talk about these two harnesses here and a DSR-1, as well as an AR. We briefly touch on the AR. We talk about the DSPs that will work with your system. But what is coming is a means to to reprogram the factory radio using either one of these two things that are directed to the DSR-1 or the AR and this FO2 harness to reprogram the car so that you can put any DSP in it and or use the DSR-1 for the system. And it is going to be phenomenal. We've actually done it on the F-150. We did not film it because we were beta testing for them. We were beta testing the AR. I think we did did we do live? Oh, we did.
Yes,
we did on Instagram.
We showed, yeah.
If you go to Instagram TV last week, we showed it. We showed the AR working in there on the 8-inch screen using a kicker amplifier. So you'll be able to reprogram the radio to get, it's going to shut off all your fake engine noise. So if you have the 3-liter engine, then it'll shut that off, so you don't have to worry about that. If you have the 2-liter engine, it doesn't have it, but the 3-liter does. And then it's going to reprogram the radio to give you 4-volt flat signal output so that you can go directly into anybody's DSP and or just use the DSR-1. Now, if you use the DSR-1, the advantage of using the DSR-1 is that you can control the chime volume. If you don't use the DSR-1, it is going to be default back into the gauge cluster where the factory chime comes out of when it's not coming through the speakers. So it is worth it to go with just the DSR-1.
All right, what's that, Jason? Jason is in the house. Hi.
Wait, hold on. Hold on. Bobby's getting all like spelling things out. Is a speaker in the dash a tweeter or a mid-bass in a 2014? It would be a mid-range, not a mid-bass, I think.
In the 2018?
I think it's a mid-range.
2.5?
I don't know. I would have to check, Bobby. Text me and I'll check. Okay.
All right. Hi from Washington. I'm having trouble making fit in my 2005 Tacoma a relay for 2 cameras, Sirius XM, and iData behind the AVIC 86 NES. Any suggestions?
It's an AVIC 86 NEX. Take the pocket out. Put a flat piece of plastic there. So that's the big floating screen, right?
The W86 NES?
Yeah, it's a floating screen. Take the pocket out. I mean, it's a single DIN, so you put the pocket below it. Just put a flat piece of plastic there, and then you have all the room you want. You don't have to use a pocket. You can't even see the pocket. So why use the pocket? I mean, I get it's the easiest thing to do. Or if you feel you need the pocket for something, cut the pocket in half and glue the back onto it so that you still have a little bit of pocket if you need it. But just remove the pocket.
Hey guys, I get a loud static and cracking sound from my tweeters. Any idea what might cause that?
Loud static. Could be any number of things from, let's say, a bad RCA, your gain up too high, a bad ground, loose RCA. Loose RCA.
I had that problem.
It could be a bad input on the amplifier, or just something on the amplifier starting to come loose. It could be a bad source unit. I mean, there's a lot of things that it could be. First thing to do, obviously, to get eyes on every connection you have. It sounds like it's probably something in the signal. Is it both tweeters? Then that would tell you it could be something coming from the source unit. The other thing too is, are the crossovers properly done? That's another. If it's a static or a crackle, is it changed at volume? May have the wrong crossovers, or flipped. Like, God forbid you put the mid-range crossover on the tweeter.
I just redesigned this loud wall. Looks empty. It's because we take all the.
So the new sponsor for the slot wall is iData. The Stinger stuff is gone. We are going to do more stuff up here. We just haven't gotten to that yet. And of course, audio control.
It's on the other side. There you go.
This stuff here is going to be all audio control. So this is going to be, right now we have the LC2i. We'll have the LC2i Pro. And then we'll have the 3 ACM, the 3 load resistors will be right here. This will be gone. And then we have some amps that are going to go up here, and some amp that is going to go over here. So it's in a process right now. We're trying to make sure, we want to make sure that this is going to stay right here. We might move it up, we might move it down, because my head is kind of in the way. So we might go up one row with them so that it is level with this amplifier. So we haven't quite figured that out yet. So it's a growing thing.
Hi guys, the audio control LC1 1500 mono amplifier.
Yes.
Is there an epicenter built into it?
No, there's no epicenters built into any amplifiers right now. There used to be an epicenter built into the amplifier. So, and how you can tell, the 1200.1 and the Special Collector's Edition 600.1 had the epicenter built into it. It'll say right here, epicenter built in. But no, they took those out when they went to the 1.800 and the 1500. It does have AccuBase built into it, but is not to be confused with an epicenter. What's up, Marty, dude?
What's up, Marty?
Hey, it's
Colin. Martin?
Yeah.
Hey, man.
What's
How
going
you doing?
AVD8.
AVDZ.
Yeah, that's it. Thank you. I love that guy's work. Hey, speaking of work, real quick before we take the next question, I have it queued up. Let's head real quick over to the Clean Wire Club, where today, and I'm glad you picked this one, by the way, because this is the one I saw, and I was like, I like this one. Who do we have to thank for this one, Fernando?
Spence.
Who?
Spence.
Okay.
Spence. I mean, it's... yeah, but like, it's a Spence. He was here, maybe he's here. That's what I say. He's the guy today.
Yeah, so he did this really awesome job here where he has 3 of my little tiny favorite little amplifiers where we have the little Rockford Power T's going on.
Oh, beautiful.
So he's got 2 4-channels and a mono block. And then he's got an Audison Bit 1 HD powering the whole thing. And then, of course, he's got the perfect connection power distribution block going on. He's got all the wire all zip tied up and looking fun and exciting. And, yeah, he's got these soldered into place over here.
Oh, yeah.
He made his own RCAs.
Yep.
Typical Rockford style. Love that. What kind of car is this? Do we know?
I don't know.
Yeah, because you can see the foam here.
Yeah, but it's beautiful.
Yeah, and then, of course, he's got some ground zero sound treatment going up in this. Yeah, he did a really nice job. Got the loom. Awesome. So, congratulations one more time.
Spence.
Okay.
Yep.
Congratulations on making it to the top of the Clean Wire Club. And for those of you that are wondering, what are we talking about? The Clean Wire Club is our Facebook page where you can go and become a member of the Clean Wire. Meaning if you have clean wiring, you can put your amplifier pictures up here. And what you're going to see is pictures of clean amplifiers. And no flushes, no tweeter pods, none of that stuff. You can ask questions. What size TacFlex works best for 0 gauge?
Yeah,
3/4
that's
of
perfectly
an inch.
fine.
Yeah, so the whole idea behind it is for you to post all your cool pictures. Pete Cullum had it one week too. He had his.
Yes,
a couple weeks ago.
that was one of the really nice ones. Too, of course.
Yeah, he did that bang-up
congratulations to you, man. Yeah, made it to the top 50.
We'll talk about that a little bit later in the show, but yeah. Hello from Plant City. What's going on? All right. Best subwoofer recommendations for under the seat enclosures for 2010 Chevy Silverado shallow mount versus 8s versus 10s versus 12 Porter to Seal. So when it comes to the shallow mount woofers, there's our go-to that we always do that we just know is going to work and sounds good, which is the Kicker Comp RT. However, that doesn't mean that there aren't plenty shallow mount woofers out there that sound great. We happen to like those. If you're going to build your own box, you might want to look at like the L7T because you can do square. If you want to have someone build you a box for those specific woofers, buy something pretty. Of course, you can try out Frostbite boxes as well as MTI acoustics. I should just make like things for those things. As well as you can pick things up from...
Perfect. There you go. It's a T750.1, I'm sorry, and 2, that's Spence Winsner. There you go.
Good job. As well as, things like A-Trend and whatnot. I personally, when it comes underneath the sub, underneath the seat, I like 10s. I feel 10s are the right size. Also, Foxbox. I gotta just make a slide that just lists all these companies.
Yeah, right there.
I know. I'll do that. It's on my list. We need to write stuff down. Foxbox is nice in the sense that a lot of the times they give you the ability to do like a full-size woofer, so you might want to check that, because then you can just put like a giant normal-size woofer in there, and those boxes are all going to be ported from Foxbox. But yeah, there you go.
Where's the best place?
Oh, remember to vote. Yeah, thanks, Bill. Remember to vote.
Remember to vote.
Go ahead.
Go out and vote.
Go out and vote. Rock the vote, people.
Where's the best place? It's the time of the year, actually. Where's the best place for a ground in a 2018 Mustang with the amps mounted on the spare tire? Well, I have a speaker pop when the system finally turns off. I have a D4.800 and LC 1.800 with the DSR1.
Okay, so your ground is probably fine. What's probably happening is everything is turning off way too fast, meaning the DSR1. If you're coming out of the DSR, if you come into the DSR1 and out of the DSR1 and you're using the remote turn on for the DSR1, chances are that is what is giving you the turn on pop. We ran into this a couple times with Chevys, and what we ended up doing is putting the amplifiers on a different remote turn on. So you either use, let's say, like a TR4, an Ignition 3, or you find an accessory in the car, like in the Mustang. You can kind of go into the fuse panel and find the wrap circuit, the retained accessory power. Obviously, it'd be easier to do like an Ignition 3 or a TR4. Those are low voltage triggers, but it's probably that. Or you can just do like a TR12 and program in a timer, so that when you turn it off, it stays on. Actually, you might even be able to do that with the TR4. Right off of because the TR4 stays on for like 10 seconds. You might be able to just do a TR4 off the remote turn on.
You can.
Because
I mean, it's not going to go away.
Well, no, it might go away because remember we got rid of it in the Chevys because it was just a matter of them. It was just a matter of them both going off at the same time, and you're hearing the turn. So I mean, with the equipment he has, I would think it's not the equipment. I think it's just everything is turning off. The easiest way to test for that is, try connecting the amplifiers up, disconnect the DSR1 remote turn on, jump the amplifiers over, take a little test wire, jump it over to accessory, okay, have your friend up front, and have them turn the car off, have everything playing, turn the car off, the DSR1 should shut off, count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then pull the thing on the remote for the other amplifiers, and see if the pop goes away. If the pop goes away, then you know it's a timing syncing issue, and you should be able to fix that fairly easily. Might not be the cheapest thing in the world, but it can be fixed.
There you go.
Oh, it was a 2014 RAV4.
2019.
Mine doesn't look anything like that.
It probably looks the same.
No, I don't have any of that foam. Oh, she might have took all the foam out. No, she doesn't have foam. Because, yeah, she didn't have any of that foam.
What foam?
This foam. Yeah, she doesn't have any of that stuff.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah. That's crazy. All right, hold on. Because that looks...
No, that's not. No, you don't have foam.
I don't have foam. Yeah, that is that car. Okay.
Yeah. Also, we're working on the same car right now. Pioneer W4660 NEX going into the audio control D6 1200. Going to have a 3-way active front stage plus sub a mono amplifier. How many runs of RCA cables do I need from the head unit to the audio control corner amplifiers?
Alright, so on that system, the 4660 puts out 6 RCAs, front, rear, sub. The audio control 6-channel takes 6 RCA inputs and it has 1 set of RCA outputs. If you want subwoofer volume control from the radio, you would run
3 sets.
4 RCAs.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You'd run 4 RCAs because you're gonna. It's the same thing we gotta do in Mark's car. So you're gonna run a front left and right and a sub left and right. You're gonna go into 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 because there again you're gonna map it all out. What's gonna happen is the input. Oh jeez, I can just do this.
That was a good idea.
I know. Yeah, I know. It's this whole. Yes. Alright, so let's go to the laptop real quick. So you're going to map it out. So you have your inputs 1 and 2, 3 and 4. So you call this front. You call this sub. And then you're done there. 1 and 2 is going to be your tweeter. We'll go to the output view. Output view is going to be 1 and 2. 3 and 4 is going to be 1 and 2 only. 5 and 6, they're again 1 and 2. And then line out is going to be 3 and 4. So that's how this would be tweeter. We'll just call that TW. We'll call this mid. We'll call this mid bass or mid B. We'll call this sub. And now what you have is 1 and 2. Boom, 3 and 4, same thing. Subwoofer line out, 3 and 4. That's it. That's all you have to do. Super simple. But yeah, 4-channel RC, I'll get you there.
Okay. Yay. The AVIC 86NE is a double din.
What's that?
The 86 is a double din.
Oh, that's a
WT 8600.
Thank you, Art. Sorry.
Well, sometimes it's a Toyota.
Ooh.
Sometimes.
Which
Toyota? Toyota.
Was it the pickup truck?
No. Yes, yes, it's the pickup truck.
Is it a full size, like a Tundra?
No, it's not a Tundra.
Is it Tacoma?
No. I forgot
what kind of truck? Because those are tight, but I mean, a lot of the... Okay, so the trick to the Toyotas is that factory harness comes all umbilical corded up.
I think this is old one. This is a 2005, so that definitely doesn't have that
the umbilical
big
cord?
one.
No. It's 2005. There should be plenty of room. They should go down.
Plenty, yes.
It should go down.
Totally down. Like if you able to take the AC controls.
I know what it is. Well, if it's the old dash, you just go down with it. If it's the new dash, you just pull the center channel thing up. You go underneath it there.
That's a 2005 Tacoma.
Oh.
There you go.
Oh, that sucks. No, that's a Tacoma. That's crap. You can't go down with it. That's the small truck. Yeah, no, there's no room in that dash. You got to go left or right.
Okay.
So that's that one where you got to push everything off to the side.
No, not even
barely,
up. You don't
can't.
even
No,
have time up.
it's that silver ugly dash. Oh yeah, no, that one's tough, man. You kind of got to extend things to go left or right.
Yeah.
That's the tough part. Is that you got to go left or right with it, and yeah, there's not a lot of room, and it is definitely tight. Especially, I'm guessing too, because I'm sure the 8600 has that stupid USB in that same spot as the 46. Because that was one we did the other day where we had to heat up the dash, the air vents, to get the freaking.
Oh, that was.
Yeah, that was horrible.
Yeah, you haven't found that.
Yep.
All right.
And that would be why I'm not a fan of those right now.
Yeah, I mean you gotta do a lot of work in that. Just
it's not gonna be fun. But try to go this way with it, not down, not up. You gotta kind of If you've seen me do an iData harness, you'll know right away that I always cut the harness apart and redo I stretch it out as long as I can.
So he mentioned that he's gonna put a relay. Definitely put the relay somewhere else.
Like, yeah, especially if you have to do a full size relay.
Yes, extend.
You need to move that out. It's not gonna be pretty. I can tell you right now, it's not going to be pretty. You're not going to be putting that on the Clean Wire Club. Just so everything is crimped and taped, and that's what you're looking for. Go for that.
What's up, Ernie? Ernie.
Oh, it's Mr. Hartman.
Herman.
Howdy peasants. Oh, jeez. I just watched your video from a few years ago about an Amp Pro and a newer Chevy Silverado. Do you still recommend using that, or can I just run speaker inputs from behind the dash into an audio control DM608? Basically want the best way to install. Audio control 2006. Yes, the GM61 is still the best way to do this. Still the best way. It hasn't changed, hasn't gotten any better.
Still.
Disc switch number 3 is still the way to go. You're still going to get the cleanest way to do it. The thing you have to keep in mind is that, yes, you can still run speaker wires into that DM608. Problems you're going to have right off the bat is chime. Chime is going to blast you out of that car. Other thing you're going to have to do is that radio from the factory is not flat. It's EQ'd. It's got all kinds of fun crap going on. And you're going to have to fix all that, which sucks because you're never going to be able to fix it all that well. You're just going to have to Band-Aid it. So by going with the GM61, puts you on a nice, clean sheet of paper that you can do whatever you want to. Happy, just like SpongeBob says.
All right, what can you improve in a 2020 Civic hatchback with the Phoenix Gold TI3X component speakers, front and rear, Kicker 46, amplifier, I'm guessing, and an LC7i retaining the factory radio, Alpine PDX 600.1 amplifier, Type R 12. Any recommendations?
What kind of car was it?
It's a Civic hatchback 2020.
Does it have a premium sound system in it?
It doesn't say, but he already has an LC7i,
which is fine, but we have to know if it has a premium sound system in it or not, because regardless of whether he has an LC7i, if it's not going to work in the car, who cares?
System and how to everything is apparently it's hooked up right now.
Okay.
What can you improve on that?
Get rid of the LC7i and get a DM608.
Yeah.
I mean, simple enough. I mean, you need a DSP.
That's
it. Move on to the next bigger, better thing.
One
question I want to go back to that I saw that was pretty funny. Why do car manufacturers use center channels? I don't see them retained a lot. Just wondering your opinion. Center channels are great if you have a car where they actually put some effort into it. So, for example, if you get like a Lexus, Mercedes-Benz, BMW, or something like that, where you have an upmix center channel happening, you know, like a Mark Levinson, Sony, Infinity, whatever system happening, Bose, where they've actually done some work to retain, to create a center channel, there's no reason to get rid of it. It works. It does what it's supposed to do. It's important. However, if you look at something like an F-150, a Ford Explorer, basic, you know, where it's just like, hey, we have a speaker, let's make sound come out of the center of the dash, where it's not anything special happening to that speaker, then no, it's not worth retaining. It's just kind of silly. Going forward, meaning couple years from now, when these DSPs start to evolve and get better and more manufacturers start to look into upmixing, kind of like what Helix does now. Helix has the DSP Mini that has an upmixer for a center channel. They have all the other more important, bigger versions of them that have upmixers. I think Audison put it in the new, their new DSP, their big one. What's it called? The big Audison DSP.
Virtuoso?
Yeah, that has it. And there's a couple other ones that have it as well. If you get into that, then having that center channel speaker is going to be very beneficial. The other thing too is that as far as aftermarket goes, we can't get these amplifier manufacturers to make something that actually allows us to retain the center channel. So it's like no one makes that cool 5-channel amplifier that's like 70 by 3 and 120 by 2. That would be a phenomenal 5-channel amplifier. 5-channel amplifiers right now consists of, you know, X times 4 and then 500 by 1, and it's like, that sucks. So, you know, there's a lot of things that are in play here that need to happen. But for the most part, and the reason why the aftermarket isn't getting too hot and bothered about it is that the crappy center channels that they're putting in these things aren't worth retaining, because if you time align the car properly, and most people are just doing a 1-seat tune anyways, it's way better than you trying to retain it. Yeah, but I think going forward we're going to start to see more uses for center channels, but right now it's, you know, we're just trying to get people to understand basic DSP. So let's get past first base before we worry about hitting a home run. Okay, go ahead.
All right, Jason will be here. Do you ever mount tweeters in cars that do not provide tweeters from the factory location? Basically, cut holes on the panels to mount them.
From time to time, we will do that if that's what the system requires.
If it is necessary, yeah.
You know, if it's going in a location that it can happen, like let's say on a sail panel, let's say the factory puts a tweeter there, and there's room to put an aftermarket tweeter there, then yeah, why not? Some of the older Ford F-150s, they'd have a tweeter mounted up in the door panel area, and then they don't put that there. In a lot of them, it's like, no, we can cut that and put a tweeter there. It just depends. I'm not just going to randomly cut a hole in something just to, you know, like put a 3-inch tweeter like right here in the back, you know. So it's got to be purposeful. If it's not, there's no point in doing it.
Dean.
Yes.
What kind of power and woofers do you recommend for a hard rock and older rock? Will the epicenter help?
Epicenter will always help. Hard rock, older rock, anything like that, because typically that type of music doesn't have boomy bass. If you're a boomy bass guy like me, where you like to have that big fat sound and just like, that's cool, ported, just make it sound full and rich, and you know, epicenter, love it. As far as tweeters go, you know, the classic rock, they used instruments, which is kind of like, oh my gosh. Morel makes a phenomenal tweeter for that, as well as the Hertz tweeter and the Milli Legend, or the Milli Pros is a really nice tweeter for that. The Focal K2 tweeter is also really nice for that if you like that really sharp, bright sound, which some guys my age do because their hearing is starting to go, and you might as well just finish it off. But if you want instruments and you want them to sound good, you want a tweeter, a silk tweeter or a cloth tweeter that can handle a lot of power and sound really good. And that would be the first two.
All right, 2018 F-150 for the tweeters with the crossovers behind the factory screen.
Yes.
Do you run tweeter speaker wires across the top of the dash to the center or down?
Yes.
Underneath the dash.
No, we run it across the top of the dash. So when we have it all apart, we just go straight across. So straight across, right? So out of the tweeter, just straight across the top of the dash. The wire that we run, of course, is going to be taped and loomed so that it's not to rattle, because you don't want it to rattle anywhere. And also we want to make sure that it stays perfectly safe, and that if anyone was to get in there, they'd see that, oh wow, that looks pretty factory. So yeah, we go through great lengths to make sure that all our wiring is, you know, pretty solid. It does require a fish to snake it across, so I mean, definitely the easier way to go is down, over, and up. But
just keep swimming, just keep swimming.
Okay.
I have a 2020 Accord. I want to keep the stock radio, and I'm looking for a simple, clean install. I want once 12 What's up has the best sound quality. The best sound quality.
You know, that's like, you know, I don't know. I mean, there's so many subs out there, ranging anywhere from like crazy money to affordable money. They both sound really good. I don't know what kind of music you listen to, so there's a lot of things to take into consideration when you're asking a question like which sub.
What's up, Elias?
You know, we did a car the other day. We put some R-types in there, subwoofers, and they sounded phenomenal. I've done an R-type woofer. I used to love doing those subs because they have a really nice sound to them as far as sound quality goes.
I mean, you can check,
and they're pretty reasonably priced.
Yes.
Now, as far as the 2020 Honda Accord goes, we have several videos talking about how to do Honda Accords. Both in premium and non-premium. You know, if it's a non-amplified factory system, you can pick up the T-harness from Metra. Go to metraonline.com. You can pick one of those guys up, and those are really nice. Oh, that's what I did. I shut that off.
Oh, really?
It'll boot back up in a minute.
All right.
Yeah, and then as far as amplifiers go, you know, nice amplifier underneath the back. Something with a DSP.
Yeah.
Oh, check out like a Forza would be nice in there. I think that's the one we should go to. Wrong screen. This one. There you go. Still. So metraonline.com. They have the T-harness for your car. Right there. All right, go ahead.
All right. I have a 2020 Ram. Need the factory integration harness for 2 audio control amplifiers. Have a DSP, but I need to know how integrated. It's a 2020 Ram.
2020 Ram, you could just use. Is it? Does it have Alpine or non-Alpine? If it has non-Alpine, DCH3 or an Amp Pro CH41.
CH41.
Which are unavailable right now because no one's got any. But oh, did I just see Sue's dad? I think I just saw Sue's dad. Yeah, I did.
Oh,
What's up, Bobby? Real quick, LC 612 and ACM for a 10-channel Honda Accord. Depends on what year it is. As far as the Honda Accord, for the newer Accords, there again, go back to metraonline.com and pick up their new DSP integration. You can use it as a preamp if you need to, if you already have a DSP, but you're going to want to get that because the new system, if it's a Honda Accord, is digital over copper, which means you have to go after the amplifier, which means it kind of sucks, but if you get their DSP, then you can just do front rear sub or tweeter, mid, whatever you want to do there. You don't have to worry about keeping the center channel and all that fun stuff. If it's one of the older ones, then it's actually line level coming out of the radio. But I think if you have the 10 channel, then you're all good. That was fun.
The lies.
What did he say?
I just want to say you guys are awesome. And you're doing great, regardless of what they says. Yes.
Alright, hello, question. I have a kicker mono amplifier, but the bass knob for some reason is not working. When I plug it into both ends, does not work. Bass comes out, disconnecting the bass knob. Okay, and when you disconnect the jack, okay, from the amp, no luck. What do you think the amp needs to be replaced? Thanks. Or the bass knob needs to be replaced. Or the gain is up too high. Sometimes when you're adjusting your bass knob, if the gain is up too high, the bass knob actually doesn't work properly.
The cord.
Or the cord is bad.
Like you gotta.
So, to me, if I have a problem with a bass knob, something like that, where I know I can go on to Kicker and buy the bass knob, bass knob's only like $30, and the amplifier is way more money than that. I might just buy the bass knob for $30. However, if you do suspect it is your amplifier, you can send it into Kicker. You do have to call them, get an RA. They have repair facilities on site to repair your amplifier, and of course, gets when done, they check it to make sure. We've been there. We've showed the facility that repairs it. But yeah, your gain is too high. It could be.
All right.
Sometimes the bass knobs shut off when the gains don't work.
Chris Lee, which sub will you two go with a budget of 400 a 510 inch?
Ooh. Well, I already have mine, but
T1.
You're gonna go rock for T1?
Rock for T1.
I mean, whatever that Morel sub is that I have, I think that's out of that budget.
Ultimo, something. Yeah. I think it's out of the budget.
I think it's out of the budget.
Yeah, I think so. What's that, Ada?
10 inch though.
Yeah, 10 inch.
Man. You know what? I might go with the T1, but not the shout. Like, yeah, I mean.
No.
Yeah,
that
T1.
Yeah.
I might go with the T1. I might go T1. Why don't you grab that?
Oh yeah. Let's send the shortest guy to grab this up.
Yeah, well, you're like a little spider monkey. You're gonna jump up there, and I mean that's pretty neat. You know, the bad part is I really don't know how much things cost. So
this is around like $500.
Yeah, is it that?
Yeah.
Okay, grab your cam. All right, ready? Let's go. Let's switch to Fernando cam. So this is the Rockford T1 woofer here. You have an aluminum cone. You have a giant. Let me get the side profile. You have the giant rubber surround right here. You have a dual spider up inside of this. Of course, it's got the giant magnet. It has the 2 or 8 ohms, so this is cool. These are actually little fuses in here. A lot of people don't know. As you see, that's a blue fuse. I'm sorry, blue. That's the red fuse. You just flip it, and it jumps the appropriate connectors for you if you want it to be an 8 ohms, whatever the arrow is pointing to. Speaker wires go on the bottom. Yeah. But yeah, no, this is a pretty sexy woofer for sure.
That's my woofer.
Plus, it's a Rockford, so it's going to have that big fat bass sound that I so desperately love. But, you know, there again, I was always a fan of that R-type woofer.
Hey!
You know, the problem with the R-type woofer is everyone always tries to put too much power on it. Because everyone always tries to power with 1,000 watts, and it's a 500 watt.
I think in anything else, you got to put tons of power.
No, that one you can't do it.
I know, but like everybody want to do that.
Yeah. I hear the Audio Frog 10-inch subs are good for about that money too.
Yeah.
I would go with that. Yeah. I can't think of everything, guys.
Robbie, the Millie Legend.
Yeah,
Millie that
Legend,
was perfect too.
10-inch.
W6. Yeah, I mean it's plenty. It's plenty subwoofers actually for like 500 is a good price for a 10-inch sub.
Yeah, I don't know. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Are we still? We're still on, right?
Devices offline. Really?
I don't know, man. Are we still good? I don't know where we're at there. Oh, it went away again.
All right,
I don't know. It's just.
Give me a minute.
I'm not. Are you on Wi-Fi? Because I have my Wi-Fi
No,
off.
I don't have Wi-Fi.
This is streaming off of my phone, so.
All right, hang on. Audio Frog subs are crazy. If you keep seeing.
Yeah, no, we keep seeing comments.
No, I think it's fine.
Got the Access DSP-X, but the DSP bass knob works backwards. Not a big deal, just a little weird. I could see that.
There you go.
Works backwards. How did you even figure that out? So I did replace the knob, but still the same. However, hold on. We were back to that question. However, I'll try lowering the gain and connect back on. We'll see what happens. All right, cool. Let us know. We'll be back here again next week. DC audio for the win. Like I said,
yes.
You know, it's like asking. Okay, the question is like asking which 6.5 is good for $150. I mean, there's like, you know, from $150 to $200 for a pair of 6.5s.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like everybody makes a pair of 6.5s for that amount of money.
Correct.
And they're all pretty
decent.
Yeah. When I turn it up, it turns down the bass and vice versa. Oh, is it upside down? Oh, that's a good question. Can you scroll up to my chord question? I could scroll down to your chord question, but I don't know if I would find it.
Which one?
It is a chord question.
A chord? Yeah, no. I'm about to
read it. Go.
So for the 10-channel Accord, what channels do you need to keep? Can I go with a 6-channel with Metra DSP? Passive front and rear are 4 channels, and center and subs are remaining channels. Would that work? Question mark.
If you go with the Metra piece, then you should be fine. You won't have to worry about doing any nonsense because it just routes the stuff where it needs to go.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't go with that piece, then you have to keep the center, the front tweeter, the front mid, and the sub. All those have to stay because the center channel is where all your talking comes out of. You need the sub, and you can't sum the tweeter and the mid-range together successfully without just making it sound totally terrible. So that's why we push you towards the other unit. So there's a lot of stuff that needs to happen. Tommy!
What's up, Tommy?
Sir? Have you guys done a Toyota Siennas? Yeah, I mean...
Yeah, they not fun. Gram Zero mini amplifiers, they're good.
Yeah, and that is
I have
that's
one.
the HM3 is the easiest way to go. I agree.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean he's the one that tested it for
Yep,
him,
exactly.
So.
Yeah.
What's the new double dim version of the Pioneer PRS-80? There isn't one. There's no fun PRS-80 replacement in the works that Pioneer has said anything about. That I mean, if you look at like the current lineup of product, you know, the 4660, the 8660, all that stuff, it's all audio grade components. It's all the best they could possibly make it, but it still doesn't do whatever the PRS-80 is that you guys like. They're not going to make a replacement for that because they don't care. You guys will keep buying the PRS-80, so they'll keep selling it to you.
Right. That's
buy a Sony GS9. Be done with it, and a DSP.
What's the difference between the
regulated and non-regular power supply and amplifier? Has to do with the power consumption and how it consumes power and releases power to create the power. Meaning how much power when your voltage goes down, how far is it going to go up and down? The problem is there's so many different types of power supplies now as opposed to back in the 90s when you had regulated, unregulated. There is a ton of different power supply typographies now. That's a question we want to get Joe on and just have him go through them. If you go back and you watch where we did the amp dyno on the Kicker amplifier, this was CS 800.1. It's the only amp dyno video we've ever done. We did it at Kicker. And one of the things is we talk about in that video is different, the way different power supplies react. Like in that particular power supply, it's designed to play all the way down to like 8.5 volts. And then all the way up to, 15 volts. And we take it down to 9 volts because that's when we found out the dyno can't go anything below 9 volts. But it just has to do with how it's reacting, meaning when it's consuming power, how much power is it going to try to put out. Most power supplies will ramp up and try to put out more power when the voltage goes down. And then like the new power supply that's in that amplifier, as voltage goes down, so does the power output, which is good. That's what you want. You don't want the amplifier to shut off. You want the amplifier to stay on. And what we see in that video is that even though at rated voltage it's going to put out the 800 watts that it's supposed to, when we take it down to 9 volts, before the amplifier shuts off, or before the test shuts off, it's still putting out like 400 watts at 9 volts, and the amplifier is not shutting off, which is great, because that is one of the features that they wanted in that amplifier, because they understand that most people buying those amplifiers don't really understand the whole voltage thing, and they're just going to be hooking them up to anything, and they want the amplifier to play. Nothing sucks worse than the amplifier cutting out. And then we talk about a Q class, and it has an older conventional style that when the voltage goes down, the amperage draw goes up because it's trying to make sure that it is playing that 500 watts, and it doesn't like to do that. So yeah, we have a lot of fun with that. We actually did the Q class in the visit so in the documentary that we did, the second one, we show you the Q class dyno. So check those out. They'll kind of help you out.
All right.
Hey, what's going on, man? Because it's you. I'm thinking of getting a DSP, although I have an Epicenter. What do you recommend? That's no problem. The DSP will work after the Epicenter. Perfectly fine. But as far as DSP goes, if you're an audio control guy, we'll get an audio control DM608 or DM810. Get an 810 so you can grow.
There you go. Hang on. What Carplay aftermarket radio do you recommend for SQ? I'm gonna go with the Kenwood.
I mean, yeah, the XR Kenwoods are the best. Period.
And now, right now, they're gonna come out with a 10-inch.
Yeah, but you still have the XR.
Yeah.
I mean, the XR series Kenwood is the best, doubled in. They have
Carplay.
the best. They have the best Carplay. They have the best internals. They're the best. That's what it is. It's okay.
It is okay?
I guess so. I mean, some people get all worked up over that stuff, but I mean, whatever. I mean, I don't want to tick off any like Pioneer guys, but it's like they just don't make anything like that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna run Kicker Key Amp from here on out. I like cheating. Exactly, Hi-Fi Vega, and you should totally do that. Carplay with DSP.
That would be cool.
And an amplifier?
And it's wireless?
Tommy's being serious. And it's wireless. Yeah.
I like that one.
I just want a Bluetooth amplifier. I just set it in the car and it makes things louder. That's all I want. Can you make something like that? Call the guy at Sound Digital. Let's get him to do that for me.
Let's call them.
He can make all kinds of other crazy stuff.
Yeah,
I'm sure he can work on that one. Come on. What time was JVC Kenwood show? That is going to be on the Wednesday the 9th in September at 6:30 on YouTube.
That's right.
So we'll talk more about that as time goes on, and then of course you'll be able to win the cool JVC XX wireless Bluetooth headphones. That's right, these are the cool kind like Bose makes. It just like goes right in your ear, and you look like, you know, Hulu from Star Trek.
Okay, yeah, why not?
Or not Hulu. What was the chick's name? You never watched Star Trek. Damn it, man. The smallest largest screen ever. Yeah, that's like something I would say. I need the smallest, largest thing you got.
So that would be the smallest, largest?
No, because he's talking about it, you know, it'd be the smallest, largest for sure. Yeah, because it's Sound Digital. How can we make it smaller? I don't know. We're gonna try. Do we, the followers, vote for installer of the year? or just
the industry?
No. Okay.
All right, so there you go.
All right, hold on. All right. We'll end there. Hold on. Let me go over here. All right, hold on. MEI. So we tried to film a video on this to make it as easy as possible for everybody. All right. So here we go. Oh, let me move this to a different corner. So this is it. MEI or MEIndustryawards.com. If you come over here to where it says voting open, if you're a consumer, you select consumer voting. And as long as you're over 14, anyone in your household over 14 with an address and an active email can vote. So, hey, look, it's the desert. So you scroll down here and you can vote for your store chain of choice and your installer of choice. So everyone is listed right here. You just go through, pick who your winner is. If you had a store, let's say like Absolute Electronics in Rockville, Maryland, at a store. If you wanted to pick that for that, you can do that as well. There's a bunch of guys on here, so you can have fun with that. But yeah, so anyone can vote as long as they're over 14 years of age. And the reason why I said it is because right here it says, I certify I have 14 years of age. So I guess if you're clicking that, and that's, we have to be honest, people.
We have to.
I have like dust in my eye. I'm not blinking. But yeah, retail of the year, absolute. Haha, there you go. I want to nominate myself for Mobile Hack of the Year 2020. Gonna count on your all's vote. You got mine, Mr. CCA. Hey. You got my vote. I'm there. Is there a real difference in running optical? Why so few radios have with this feature? Well, that takes us into a history question. And the history question would be like, yes, optical does make a difference. Optical is better. Optical is left and right stereo only.
Yep.
Optical means two-channel audio. Where optical becomes fun is in some of these newer cars where, with backup sensors and things like that, where you have, even though it's still audio left and right, but there's more things going on. Like in an F-150, if we do an optical run from, let's say, a Zen A to B, what we have to tell you is that you're going to lose in the rear, in the front, it's just going to be left and it's just going to be right because it's only two-channel can come over optical, and because the A to B is generating that signal, it only can do left, it can only do right, it can't do anything else other than that. If that's fine, which most people go, I don't care about the backup sensors, I want the better audio, then you say yes. The other thing you have to keep in mind about optical is that whatever you're taking that optical into is better than what is converting the audio. Okay, so for example, if you take a Sony GS9, you're not going to use the optical out of that to go into your DSP processor because the DAC that's built into the Sony GS9 is going to be way better than anybody else's DAC. Okay, so you would run RCAs. There'd be no reason to do that because that DAC is better than that DAC. Now, when you look at like an A to B, basically Twix.
That's awesome.
So when you look at like the A to B, even though it's got a Burr Brown chip in it, it's pretty nice. If you're going off to a DSP that has chances are good that DSP is going to have a better DAC built into it. So yeah, it makes sense. Now, when you go back in time, most radios of note back in the day had some form of a Tosh-Link output. And I know I always say it Tosh, and it's like not that.
Tosh-Link.
Tosh. I really don't care.
It's like, Tosh.
Yeah, Tosh 2.0. Good show. Anyways, we'll call it the digital output.
Whatever.
Radios had that, but nobody used it because it was before their time. So then they looked at it and said, well, nobody's using this. We could save money if we just took it out. Because people always want to pay less, right? No one wants to pay more. You always want to pay less. How can I make this cheaper? That's why they took the HDMI out. That's why they took the digital out. That's why in some of these radios they don't have good preamp sections anymore because they don't want you can't buy a radio for $199 and have an awesome preamp section in it. You just don't. And Alpine's Tosh-Link output isn't variable. It sucks. So it's like, now, if you want a radio that has it, that's why Stinger radios have, so you have the High 10 and the Elevate, both have it. They're like the only guys that have it. So you can get that nice High 10, 10-inch screen with your digital out, going to your DSP, and everybody's happy. And yes, it will be super sexy and awesome. And it's nice. It does. I mean, personally, when we did the Raptor with the full DA system from Audison, where there was no RCAs at all, everything was like out of the A to B, into there, digital out to each one of the amplifiers, it's like, wow, that's really cool. So, yeah. One day we'll make it easy.
One day.
All
right.
Can I order an amp bypass for an 07 Honda Accord? I don't have one. I don't. But I know Metra does make an amp bypass for certain Accords. And what you would want to do is go to metraonline.com and hold on. Let me show you guys the secret to Metra Online. Hold on. This is a funny one. All right. If you're on metraonline.com, right here where it says search parts, okay? It does a keyword search. And then it'll come down, it'll show you all these things that have amp bypass, Honda, and fun stuff like that in it. If there's one, it's going to be somewhere in this pile of stuff. Or, of course, you could just go make, model, and year right here and see if they have it listed there, which is a novel idea as well. But, yes. So,
that's it.
That's basic search, guys. All right, man. That takes us to the end of the show. DNF Tool Drawer is a place you can go and find all the cool tools that you use in your installs to make your life easier. If you scroll down in the page, you can find links to all the fun things that we do. Teespring/store/5star will take you to buy cool shirts that have 5-star logos on it. The sponsor of the show this week for today, the end of the month, was Ground Zero, making awesome products from Germany, celebrating 25 years in the business. We want to thank them for hanging out with us all month. But don't worry, if you want to, we still have a show that is sponsored by them because we still have 2 more mugs to give away. So Friday mornings at 9 o'clock on YouTube on Dean and Fernando's Car Stereo Clips, you can join us for a half hour's worth of 12-volt news where we talk about all the cool things that we think are relevant in 12-volt news.
That's right.
And then we put our fake news slant on them because it's our news show. We get to say what we want.
Yeah, that's right.
That's it. That's what we do. And that's it. We're on Patreon if you guys want to support us there. That's all I got. Thank you guys so much for tuning in as always. It's Monday, which means we got a whole week ahead of us. Next Monday, there will be no show because next Monday is a holiday here in the States if you're not here in the States. So we will be taking the day off. I will be hanging out at Disney, and Ada will be there too. We get to hug. It's a lot of fun. All right, guys. Thank you so much. I'm going to be streaming. Oh, hey, head over to Hi-Fi Vegas. He's going to be streaming live on my channel after these guys wrap up. So head over to Hi-Fi Vega, youtube.com/Hi-Fi Vega. All right, and if you're watching this in the rerun, go watch his rerun. See what he was talking about. You guys have a great night as always. We'll see you later next time.
Bye.